What's up, everybody? Welcome to 3D Rivals, your first line of defense against stupid movies. My name is DJ, and as always, I'm joined by my co-host, my sister, Deja.
What's up?
And we're going to be talking about Batman, the Caped Crusader.
It's just Cape Crusader. There's no the.
My bad. Batman, Caped Crusader. But this is an animated version of Batman that just dropped on Amazon. And before we get into the nitty gritty of the show, I think I have to say I get what they were saying where they got inspiration, at least I don't know, from the 90s Batman by style.
Yes.
I think the style of the cartoon is very reminiscent of the 1990s Batman the Animated Series.
Yes, I would say that the style is. I think the animation was really good in here, and it is darker, and the tones and stuff is darker. Probably, I don't think we really have anything like that since the 1990 version.
Yeah, and I'm finding a mixture of a lot of different things in here. There's some mixture of like 60s Batman, like if you get to Catwoman, and it's Catwoman that wears heels and a dress, which I think that's 60s.
Was that her original outfit? I meant to look that up.
I don't know if it's her original outfit.
Yeah, but it is a throwback to that, which I did like that instead of the skin tight cat suit.
I like it. I think it looks great. I was just the whole time going, she's not doing any of this in those heels in that dress.
Very true.
I was like, the leotard, is that what you call that?
No. A leotard is
cat suit. Oh, it's very much called a cat suit.
Definitely, yeah.
Yeah. The leotard's with no legs.
So isn't a leotard what Batman wear? Or no? You just put underwear on the outside of it?
Oh, man, I don't know.
Okay.
It's a suit for the entire body.
Okay.
Yeah, but I think the dress looks better than the cat suit, but I think the cat suit's a bit more realistic if she's going to be flipping around and doing stuff.
True. Well, let me ask you this. Like, I like that difference in her costume. Do you like the difference in the character with her?
Oh, about who she is?
Yes.
Now, okay, so if we're getting that, they made a lot of kind of characterization changes.
I know you didn't finish it, but they changed everyone, and here's my issue with these changes.
Well, why don't we start with the first one? So, first episode is Penguin. Mob boss, much like Penguin is. I don't know. It was gender swapped, so it's a lady now, which doesn't really matter much with Penguin, but I don't get the same vibes. Like Penguin in at least the animated series he's mad because he lost his wealth, right? And that's basically his whole deal. And that's not the deal here. She's just a mob boss.
Yeah, and I kind of want to say, I feel like with a lot of they change the character, which I don't like changes when they do things like this. But it's like if you're going to change it, then the character needs to be made compelling.
Yes, yeah, that's the biggest thing. Yeah.
And as you said, like her motivations to me is like you're just the mob boss, and now I'm saying to myself, but then you're not really the Penguin because that's not the Penguin's character,
right? And
then what you presented to me didn't really make me care for the character at all.
Yeah, or make it more interesting.
Yeah, exactly.
At least if you're making some changes, make it more. I'll give the example. In the animated series, Mr. Freeze is nothing like the Mr. Freeze in the comics, but they made it more interesting, which to the point where that is the Mr. Freeze that everyone identifies with.
Yeah.
So if you're going to make changes, make the character more interesting rather than this seems like a downgrade.
Exactly. And I honestly feel like a lot of the character changes are downgrades for me.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we mentioned Penguin. I think the next one we run to is the difference in Barbara Gordon.
She's a lawyer now?
She's a lawyer now.
Yeah.
And as the series go on, I do like her more. So it's okay, like, you know what I mean? So it's like she kind of grew into that. One of my issues, though, is like, I don't like the fact that Barbara and Batman are now the same age.
Are they? They're probably going to play on the Batgirl, or excuse me, Batwoman, Batman relationship.
Oh.
So the Barbara Gordon Bruce Wayne relationship, which I always thought was really weird.
No, don't do that.
They're going to do it, I guarantee.
No, I thought Matt Reeves said definitely not.
Definitely not.
I'm
Okay.
pretty
Is
sure.
she going to be the sidekick then, and no Robin?
But see, isn't that weird?
That would be weird.
That's why I don't like it. Like her as a character is fine. Jim Gordon, I wasn't really feeling.
Seems one note to me.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he didn't really grow into that role to me.
They don't really focus on Jim Gordon. The thing about Jim Gordon is it's like it's always the characters around him. Like someone has a problem and they're talking to Jim Gordon, right? So it's Barbara Gordon and then she's talking to Jim Gordon and then you have that explanation. Or it's Montoya and she's talking to Jim Gordon. We're never like focusing on him as a character.
Yeah, it's like I need to see Commissioner Gordon be Commissioner Gordon.
Yeah.
And I just never really got into the groove where it's just like this guy's like I'm gonna take this police department and do you know what I mean? It's like I just never got that.
Now, you know what character change I did like though? Montoya. I actually do like Montoya. She was in a Clayface episode. I mean, probably more.
She ends up being in just I don't want to say every, but she's in a lot of the series. Yeah, she was fine because she didn't show up a lot in the original. But I did like her in the original, and I think this gives her more to her story.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was fine.
Yeah. They've got Harley Quinn in here.
Yeah.
As the therapist.
Yes.
So she's just a therapist.
She turns into Harley, but it's not great.
Okay, so I didn't see the part where she turned into Harley yet.
I think it's a miss for me.
Is there a Joker? I have to ask because now that I'm thinking about it, and you're like she turned into Harley. If she turns into Harley without there being a Joker, I'm gonna be very upset.
So no. So the last episode they teased the Joker. But the Joker doesn't show up in the series at all. So for this one, she is a therapist, and a lot of her clients are rich guys, and basically they're generally awful people.
Yeah.
And so her motivation is basically what she was doing was brainwashing them to get rid of all of their wealth, and they were basically like committing crimes. I'm not saying this right, but that's what it was. It's like she was doing things to rich guys, and they were giving rid of all of their wealth and end up doing. She's like torturing them and stuff like that.
I see. That's a problem to me. That's because, like you said, now we're downgrading. This is an injustice to the character.
Exactly.
Because Harley Quinn, basically, the whole deal is like a Stockholm syndrome that she has with the Joker.
Yeah, she gets manipulated by the Joker.
Yeah, like she gets driven crazy, but like she's an intelligent woman, was a doctor, and gets driven mad by the Joker.
Yeah.
Like, that's the deal. I mean, if you want to go like the Harley Quinn cartoon or whatever, she eventually breaks out of that and becomes her own person, and that's fine. Yeah. But, like, the origin of the character, I don't think you can mess with that with her. Like, that doesn't feel right at all.
Yeah, especially when it's just something so weak sauce, as in, I dislike rich guys. Like... Yeah, I thought that was a giant miss for me and didn't bring anything to the table, especially when you have a character that was created purely for just this one cartoon that ended up being such a major factor in the Batman comics.
Right, because she was created in the animated series. Yeah,
and to do this to her was just not good.
Yeah, see, that's a miss.
Yeah.
Okay, so Harley Quinn, Clayface... Still an actor. I guess that origin's the same.
Yeah.
He's a little different, but that origin's the same.
Yeah. So it's like I care nothing about Clayface ever. Yeah. So this was don't care.
Yeah.
It was fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the thing about this cartoon, it seems like it doesn't even focus on Batman that much. I know, like, it's not a Batman origin story, which we don't need, right? But it seems like it's an origin for all of his villains.
Which I would be, because it is sort of, because this is like his first year or so being Batman.
Yeah.
And so, of course, you got to have his villain origins, because, I mean, even in the original, a lot of those episodes were how did Two-Face become Two-Face? How did Clayface? So I'm okay with that. It's just, Nothing about it made me really like Batman or Bruce for that matter.
No. And I'm not sold on the voice either.
Yeah, he was sort of up and down with it. At some point, I felt like I don't know if he was trying to sound like Kevin Conroy or if he was trying to do his own thing, but it was hit and miss for me. I wasn't a fan. Actually, I'm not a fan of any of the voice acting, to be honest.
No. Fair enough. I don't think anything stood out to
All
me.
of it just felt off.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I didn't see all the introductions. What are some of the other? We talked about Harley Quinn. What are some of the other introductions they did or changes they made to these characters?
Okay, can I say I don't like Chubby Alfred? Just
It does feel a little weird because Alfred has always been like this,
yeah.
thin British man.
Yeah, well, that and like he's from like the British Secret Service or whatever.
Yeah, yeah.
And this Alfred just doesn't. He doesn't give me the vibes as someone who can really handle his own.
True. Maybe he let himself go after the Secret Service. Although no, because Bruce was training this whole time or whatever.
Yeah.
Oh, can I say that scene was really creepy with Bruce? Like after his parents die and he comes to Alfred, they're gonna pay and you're gonna help me. I'm like, yo, bro.
Yeah.
If I was Alfred, I might be calling somebody. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, it was very weird. I was like, why? And then it just kind of ends.
Yeah.
And I was like, is that the end of this? We're gonna get more to this? We don't.
No, we don't.
We don't. Very weird.
Yeah. Chubby Alfred's a little weird, especially when like he's built how I expect the Penguin to be built, and then the Penguin it wasn't built like that. Like she was big, yes, but they made her look more muscular than like rotund, which is what I expect the Penguin to be. Yeah. Rotund, not like big lady. You know. You know what I'm saying?
No, I got what you're saying. I got what you're saying. So I just flipped through because I wanted to make sure I was remembering it all. So there was an episode with Onomatopoeia. Do you know that guy?
I don't know who that is. No.
Yeah, I don't know who that guy is. I don't know if they changed anything.
Is this a new character?
No, I think he's old. I didn't.
I mean, there is Condiment Man. Like that's a actual DC character. So
I'm sure this guy is a real person.
Yeah.
I just didn't know it. So I guess the only other notable change will be Harvey Dent.
Okay, yeah, he is the DA, right?
Yeah, he is the DA. And he also got a lot of screen time. In the last 2 episodes, he's turned into a Two-Face.
Mm-hmm.
Don't like the way he looks in that, but that's another story. So in here, it's like, I know they were trying to say, like, he really wants justice and do well for the city, but he's willing to bend the rules a little bit to do it.
Yeah, but then he the thing is they're going with that, but he comes off as kind of a D-bag. Like
yeah, he's definitely an a-hole in this, and I'm like, he's not even a likable one.
Yeah.
It's like you can be one, but be likable.
Yeah, like okay, if we go to the Nolan Batman, like he was definitely obviously there to try and fix Gotham, and it was clear to everybody.
Yeah.
Even if he came, like, the police didn't like him because he came in a little bit strong or whatever.
Yeah.
But you knew that was Harvey Dent.
Yeah. And here, it's just like, I just didn't know where he landed.
Yeah. Because there's a dichotomy between him and Barbara Gordon, right? Because to her, he just seems like somebody that is trying to make some money, right?
Yeah.
Instead of trying to do what's right in the justice system. So, yeah. So, and then you say he looks bad as Two-Face?
Yeah, I didn't like it.
Fair.
I didn't like it at all. And because another notable thing they didn't do is basically is only after, unless I missed some stuff, it's only after he gets his face disfigured does his second identity come out.
No, I think that's right.
No, you watch the original. I don't know how it is in the comics. I can only base it off of the original animated series. Harvey was displaying these issues before he becomes Two-Face.
It was exasperated by it.
Which to me makes sense.
Yeah.
Like, you didn't just suddenly develop. This was something that was already in you.
Yeah. Oh, well, I guess it's kind of like Bruce Banner and the Hulk, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, so in here, we didn't get that, so it just seems a little kind of like, well, where did this guy, you know what I mean? Like, is it just because, but I don't know. So I thought, but I don't know what the original story is, so maybe that's how it is, and maybe the cartoon just decided to do something different. But I felt like one that would have added to his character if we saw that side of him, anyways.
Yeah, like maybe it's a scene he's kind of talking to.
Yeah, yeah, or we see like these real anger issues come
Mhm.
out, and then because I think wasn't it also like we watched the Long Halloween cartoon. I think they did the same thing.
Mhm.
You notice like this dude is tripping well before he becomes Two Face.
Yeah.
So yeah, I thought that was something missing in
Okay.
him. Um, yeah. So that was it. There was other um villains, but they were like villains I don't know well,
Well, yeah, like Firebug,
like Firebug and
which
Hardy.
they kept calling him Firefly, and I thought his name was Firefly.
I thought so too. Maybe it is, and that guy just hasn't changed his official name to Firefly yet.
Okay.
Or maybe it's Firebug and we're just dumb. I just assumed it was Firefly.
I could have sworn it was Firefly.
I agree with you.
Um. Oh, you do see kind of the corruption of like Bullock and
And
the other
Flash,
police. Yeah.
hmm
They're annoyingly corrupt though. Like
yeah, like not even hiding it,
pretty much,
which
yeah.
is just weird because I'm like, there's plenty of evidence to say that these guys are corrupt. It just doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the same thing. What I didn't get, and maybe I missed something, when didn't let Catwoman go, and he's like, "Well, there's no proof that she was actually Catwoman." I'm like,
Yeah, that court scene, that
that
was
was weird as
weird.
heck, and I was like,
No, they said there was no proof that she's the one that stole it and not Batman.
but there was, because even if Bullock and Flash is crooked, they caught her red-handed,
Yeah.
took the mask off. It's Selena Kyle.
Yeah, and they said she was the one stealing it. Yeah, so you got your witnesses. It doesn't matter if they were.
Yeah, I didn't. I was looking like I wanted to go back and rewatch. Like I had to have missed something because it just didn't make any sense for those charges to be dropped.
Also, if you're that photographer, I know Batman said, like, I don't care. But a photographer, you saw the whole thing, right?
Yeah.
So why are you posting the pictures of Batman beating up those cops?
Yeah.
Like, if I'm not a photographer, like, because I know how that goes down, right?
Mm-hmm.
If I'm not a photographer, I'm just not putting that out in the press because I know Batman beat up Bullock because he was about to shoot Catwoman in the head.
Yeah, and the thing is,
Like,
if you didn't want to tell that, I was like, I didn't know, like, where do you stand? Are you on the side of the crooked cops or are you on the side of Batman?
yeah.
Like, why only tell part of the story?
Yeah. So I thought that was weird. Batman's like, I don't care as long as whatever, which is fine. That's Batman.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
But, like, yeah, why?
Yeah. I don't know. I didn't get it. Maybe, you know what? Would it have been better if the reporter was Vicky Vale? Not Vicky. Yeah, Vicky Vale.
Vicky Vale.
I think it'd have been nice to throw in like another real good, because who's that guy?
Random reporter guy.
Right. So we're gonna have a reporter that shows up in multiple
Victor
episodes.
Vale.
If we're gonna have a reporter that appears in multiple episodes, make it someone worthwhile.
Yeah, true. True, because I didn't expect him to be a reoccurring character, but he was.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Fair enough. Yeah, so I think that's what this show's littered with. There are a lot of different changes, but they're enough to be annoying, right?
Yeah.
Like you figure they're going to be changes. It's just not going to be exactly the same as the comics or the 90s
Which
animated
is
series.
Fine.
But they're enough to be annoying. The characters are changed just enough to be annoying. Some of the story writing, it's not that interesting.
Oh, it's just boring. All of it is just boring.
Yeah, it's a boring cartoon.
Yeah. It is just boring. I feel like the plots are always a little weird. The pacing is a little bit off.
Yeah.
I just feel like...
Did you feel like Batman really wasn't doing much?
Not doing... Even when he's supposed to be using his detective skills, it's like, oh, there's 10 minutes left or 8 minutes left. We got to end this episode. And it just kind of gets solved without ever seeing Batman really do anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that Batmobile sucks.
I agree. I did like how it sounds.
Well, yeah, okay.
Yeah. Oh, speaking about things that sucks. The opening credits.
Oh, yes. Oh, my gosh. I was expecting so much more. I know, okay, again, it's not going to be the animated series opening, which is iconic, but, like, it's so boring.
It's so boring. It's just Batman walking around to weird, soft music.
Yeah.
I was like, what is this? And I like watched it each time to see maybe it'll grow on me.
Yeah.
It does not.
Yeah, I don't like it.
Yeah.
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 Uh,
Don't like it.
yeah, so the opening theme kind of trash as well.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Any other information before there were no extra facts, but you have some nitpicks on there.
I do want to bring out one more thing before I get to the nitpicks. I do like the fact that it takes place in like the 40s and the 50s.
Mm-hmm.
Like I like that throwback, even using like the old. They have phones, and I'm like, why are they dialing like that? But then I realized it's a rotary phone.
Yeah.
And you.
Well, yeah, I have to say that I do like the animation in this. The aesthetic of it looks great, I think.
I agree. That part they got right. It's just everything else, like it says, like the changes ends up just being annoying because none of them pays off to me.
Yeah.
Just none of them do. All right, so we can get into nitpicks. And I think most of my nitpicks you're not gonna see the episodes that I nitpicked.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah. But my main nitpick is for Amazon in general.
Okay. Oh, is it commercials showing up in random spots?
Yes.
Oh my gosh. I was like, you couldn't do this in between scenes.
Oh.
It would be just like in the middle of the scene, an Amazon commercial. And I'm like, what? Come on, it's not hard to line this up.
Exactly. I'm like, Amazon, seriously, if you're going to show me a commercial, cut it in at the right spot. It'd be mid-sentence and all of a sudden a car commercial shows up. And I'm like, it is literally jarring when these commercials show up.
Yeah, it is. It is.
And I'm like, bruh, you have all of these things, just scene break. The scene break was 30 seconds before.
It was, right. I'm like, there was a change of scene, which you could have fade out, commercial, and then you fade back in after the commercial's done. Not hard, Amazon. Come on.
Yeah. Just overall nitpick, Amazon, you failed.
Yeah. Yeah, Amazon sucks.
Okay. So the episode where we get Harley Quinn becoming Harley Quinn, I told you when she's like kidnapping rich dudes or whatever.
Yeah.
So of course, she gets all the guys fight Batman. Batman beats the crap out of these guys. But he ends up getting accidentally locked into a cell. Like he tosses a guy and then he rolls and he's in the cell and she closes the glass thing.
Mm-hmm.
So she's like, all right, I'm out of this place. I'm out. She's running away, set the building to blow up. Barbara comes because her and Harley are friends in the show.
Yeah.
She comes and she's going to save Batman. Fine. So there's like a whole computer terminal with buttons and whatnot. Barbara decides to take a bat to the glass. Now there's 5 minutes before this building blows up. She starts at like 4:50. We come back, so Harley doesn't want Barbara to get hurt, so comes back to try to save her. Barbara is still banging on this glass with a bat.
And it's not breaking. Well, obviously it's not breaking. It's a prison cell.
So I'm like, my thing is, I see computer with buttons.
Press the buttons.
Press some buttons. Like, yeah. I'm like, at no point did you think, I don't know, maybe we should try some of these.
Yeah.
So eventually at the end, she managed to like crack it or whatever. And I'm like, well, now keep hitting it. It's weak now. Now you can break them out.
Yeah.
And it was like, oh no, we can't do it. I was like, this is so stupid. So that was a nitpick.
Okay. No, fair enough. No, that's dumb.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So then there was another episode with a girl named, I don't know her. She's in the books. I don't know anything about her. But basically, she has some sort of weird condition where she got to absorb energy from other people.
Okay, so she's a metahuman?
Bro, don't ask me these things. I don't know.
Okay, well, because most of Batman's people aren't like people with powers, you know?
Yeah, so basically, she's kind of remind me of a Parasite from Superman, where she's
like, she
can get stronger.
Yeah,
so something like that. Don't ask me what her villain name is. I don't know. So, anyways, in this one, she's been doing it to a bunch of little kids in the orphanage.
Wow, out of all the people you can choose, like, I get that you need to...
But she's also a kid.
Oh, okay. All right, never mind.
She's older than them, but she's still a kid.
Okay. I was about to say, because it's like, I get that, like, oh, this is a thing you need to do to survive, and you choose orphan kids, like, you're horrible. But okay, all right.
Here's my nitpick. All of the kids they showed in the orphanage, their names were all Robins. So there was Dick, Jason, Stephanie, Cassie, and I was just like, why the heck did you do this?
Oh no, no! I think this clarifies what I said earlier.
Mm-hmm.
They're not going to do Robin, so that was just an Easter egg of Robin's. So
Yeah,
they're not going to do Robin, and it's just going to be Batman and Batgirl.
yeah. I'm not in love with that.
No, not at all.
Yeah, because I was thinking like, well, now we can't do Robin, and they're all the same age and living in the same orphanage.
Yeah.
Ugh. So nitpick.
Horrible. Why are we hating on Robin? How come we can't just do a good Robin?
I don't know
Can we
why.
just have Robin, man?
Yeah, I don't know why we just can't. Why we just can't have Robin? Okay, so after Harvey gets his face messed up, Bruce comes up, and so they're like, Harvey's like, I don't remember what. Oh, so I gotta back up a little bit. Basically, Harvey's losing the election.
Mm-hmm.
He's running out of money. Rupert Thorne says, I can give you some money.
Now, why would Harvey Dent take money from
Because
Rupert Thorne?
I figured I'd kind of buy it, because especially the character he's ambitious. He really wants to win. I can help the city. Maybe make a bad deal, but in the end, it will be okay.
Okay. All right.
So he takes the money, and basically, of course, it doesn't go how he thinks it's going to go. Thorne is like, now you have to do something for me.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he's like, let my guy off. Harvey gets to court and says, I can't do this. This is not who I am. I'm not doing that. So as payback, acid to the face, scars. That's how that happens. So he's moping around, understandably. I might like myself in my house too. Bruce comes and says, I'm gonna take you out. You got to start living a normal life.
Okay, so they are friends in this.
They are friends in this.
Okay.
So, but that's when Harvey starts tripping and talking to himself and blah blah blah. And Bruce is also asking, because Harvey's like, I don't remember what happened. Clearly that's a lie. So Bruce is asking questions like, so you don't remember anything? Blah blah blah. Just normal. Not I'm about to interrogate this in the middle of a restaurant. But shortly after that, Harvey goes full blown ballistic and starts being Two-Faced and going after Thorne and his men who disfigured him.
Yeah.
But Alfred is all like, basically like, Bruce, this is your fault. You pushed him over the edge. You see? Like,
wait, what?
Yeah, and I was like, Alfred, stay in your lane. Like that
Whoa.
is not at all what happened. And I'm like, you trying to guilt this man into thinking like this is his fault for asking him what happened?
I would never expect that from Alfred.
Yeah, it was very strange, and
Okay.
And Bruce is like, bro, get out of here. So I don't know why they took that angle, and just I feel like one, Alfred is never gonna come at Bruce that way.
Right. Yeah, like
especially
that's
when it's like so blatantly obvious, like that's not how that went down. Yeah. So I don't know. You watch it and you let me know if you agree, because I was just like, Alfred, no.
yeah, like I mean, Alfred's always like redirecting Bruce. I get that, but I've never seen it where Alfred's like, "This is your fault, Bruce."
Yeah, basically, in not so many words, it was just like an hour later he killed one of Thorne's men, and I was like, okay. I think the dude was losing his mind anyway. Like it was gonna happen.
Yeah.
But yeah, very strange. I didn't like it. So then there's a scene, because the last 2 episodes or so is all about Harvey.
Yeah. Okay.
So Harvey finds one of Thorne's men and basically sets him on fire. So Batman gets there a little late, and you can hear the guy screaming. Batman chases after Harvey, and I'm like, I don't know, try to save the burning man. Batman?
The man's dying, but let's chase after Harvey Dent.
Yeah.
That is funny. What was I watching? It was something similar. Was it this show where I think another situation where I think he went after the wrong person? I'm not sure. It might have been. But because I remember recently thinking this, like, you should go towards the other person. Yeah. So why would you leave a person? I mean, he's dead now. But
you probably weren't going to save him, but I'm like, since I can hear this guy scream,
means he's still alive.
He's still alive.
Put the fire out. No, he might still live with 3rd-degree burns. I mean, it would suck, but he'll be alive.
Yeah, especially since Harvey got away anyways, Batman. I don't know, try to save the guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, so very strange. So anyways, Harvey eventually gets captured and he gets arrested. And Barbara's his lawyer now. And she's like, you need help. This is not on you. But he's like, the things I did, I don't deserve to be saved, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
Fine.
Okay.
I get that. So basically, Flash and Bullet kidnaps Harvey for Thorne.
Okay.
Fine, I'm okay with that. And so now Harvey is in the back seat, and they're gonna take him to Thorn. But they didn't like tie him up, or he was like handcuffed. But they didn't like tie him up or anything. So of course he ends up beating them up and getting out of the car. And I was like, I don't know if I'm kidnapping someone, I'm gonna tie him up.
Well, I mean, Bullock is not the smartest.
Yeah, and he was like playing mind games with them, telling Bullock like, Flash is really the leader, not you. You're just the body man. And I'm like, what's a duct tape on this man's mouth?
Again, Bullock's not the smartest. I don't know if I'm against it because they're not smart, and I think it was portrayed from the beginning that they're not intelligent people. Okay. So
fine, I get it. I'll take my nitpick back about that. They weren't very good at their job.
Yeah,
fair enough. Okay, last nitpick also still about Harvey in this situation.
You really didn't like Harvey, didn't huh?
I didn't.
Okay.
But anyway, so Barbara and Harvey gets off, and so she's at the phone booth calling Batman and calling her dad.
Yeah.
The mob rolls by and sees them. And I'm saying to myself, kill them then? They're in the phone booth. They don't know you're there. True. 2 taps to the back of the head.
Was there a hit out on them?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no.
There's an active hit out on Harvey. Like, we're going to kill this guy. Instead, they all meet up in teams like, yeah, we saw him over there. But now Batman's here. So, and I was just like, you could have killed them before everyone showed up to save them. I just didn't understand.
Fair enough, yeah.
Oh, yeah, that was my last nitpick.
Okay, all right. I think there's quite a bit. I guess we mentioned most of mine throughout the show. The changes they made to the characters that just really didn't hit right.
Yeah, yeah.
No, I guess we hit all of mine.
Did we?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So, all right. I guess we'll rate it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say watch while folding clothes. Maybe they can get better in the second season, but I don't hold out a lot of hope for the show. It's just boring.
It is just boring, and I'm kind of like, I didn't really read any reviews, like, thoroughly read them. But the headlines are like, oh, this is great, and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, were we watching the same show?
Hey, maybe people like it.
I guess. I don't see how.
I don't know. I wouldn't compare it to the 90s one, though.
Oh, no.
Like, that, it's nothing close to that.
No, it doesn't. I was thinking, like, it doesn't fill me with joy. Like, I did not, like, after watching the first episode, I really didn't want to continue.
Yeah, it didn't start off strong. Definitely, I think it did get a bit better as it went on. But now you're talking about the Harley Quinn and Two-Face stuff, which I don't. Doesn't sound like I would like.
It's like I didn't like none of that stuff, but I think Derek said the same thing, that he thought it got better, and I would agree. But I think the story's gotten better.
Yeah.
I still don't like the character. Well, I take that back. Barbara grew on me. I'm okay with Barbara now. Although I don't like that she's older and she's going to be Batwoman or whatever, and there's no Robin. I don't like that.
No, I need a Robin, but okay.
Yeah, so in one way I say, like, it does. I feel like the pacing sort of improves. The story and plot sort of improves. But the character, to me, is still the weak link of the show. Yeah,
so I was going to say, I'll say maybe if we kind of got to just get past the characterization and accept the characters as they are in this show, and maybe we'll feel better about it. We'll have to see. I'm pretty sure there's going to be a season 2.
There's definitely a season 2, and here's what kind of concerns me. Overall, from what I can tell, the show has gotten great reviews from critics and fans alike. Which then says to me that they're not going to change anything.
Do more of the same?
So it's going to be more of the same, which then means, like, I don't want to watch more of the same of this. Like, I would hope that there was enough criticism to say, hey, we need to do something different.
Yeah.
But I don't think that's going to happen.
No, there's probably not. I mean, they're probably going to introduce more villains.
Which I'm okay. If it's a villain a week and then you eventually get to an overarching storyline, I'm okay with that.
I don't know. I need a storyline for Batman. I think that's what I'm missing from this. If I put aside all the characters, I need a storyline for Batman.
Okay.
And I don't feel like we have one. I don't know if I'm tripping or not. I
No,
don't think there's a storyline for Batman in
I
here.
understand because like the last 3 episodes were about Harvey Dent.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like where's Batman's story in the Batman show?
And it could be about Harvey Dent, but it should be how does this affect Batman?
Yeah. Well, they had a little bit of something like that. Like at the end, he got flashed and he picked up the gun
Okay.
and he aims it at him. And so off screen, you hear a bunch of gunshots, and you're like, Batman didn't shoot this man. Come on.
Yeah.
And of course, he didn't shoot the guy. He shot around him. But it just kind of shows like that anger in him. But I was just like a little glimpse of what happens when you mess with Batman's friend. Because there's another thing. When Bruce was the Catwoman episode, when he gets sent to therapy, they really could have built up on that too.
Yeah.
And it really, to me, just kind of made it seem like Harley just wasn't a great therapist. So that was something that we could have learned and got to kind of dig deep into him personally, but we really didn't.
Yeah.
So yeah, I agree with you with that one. Yeah. So Derek also had it watched by folding clothes. Let's see, did he put anything else besides watched by folding clothes?
I think he mentioned that it got better as the season went on.
Yeah, and apparently he does not spell penguin.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna put watch my folding clothes. It just wasn't great. Yeah, it's just not great. I was gonna ask you, where would you put this with all of the other cartoons?
Like new cartoons that we got?
Well, I mean, we're comparing to X-Men 97. X-Men 97 is 100 times better than this.
Oh, okay.
But I meant in the realm of Batman cartoons.
Oh, Batman cartoons.
Yeah.
Honestly, I haven't watched a lot of Batman cartoons because I started watching the Batman when I was a kid and I hated it. I'll put it above the Batman. I didn't watch Brave and the Bold.
Yeah, I didn't either. I think it was definitely a kid's cartoon. I've seen a few episodes. I just can't get into it, but I'm not going to count it because it is a kid's cartoon.
Yeah.
I tried to be watching the Batman maybe in the last year or so because they was like, oh, everyone sleeps on this cartoon. It's really good.
Yeah.
You know what? It's not.
Okay, I was going to say, I was like,
It's
is it
not.
good?
No.
No?
Nope.
It's not good.
Nope,
okay.
Still hate it. Yeah, honestly, I might put this after the Batman.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I really didn't like this.
Oh, okay. I feel like I would watch this before I watched the Batman.
You think?
Yeah, but okay.
Yeah, they're around the same level of, I don't really care for this.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. But I guess my official rating is watch by folding clothes. Or don't, because you're not missing anything.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, you don't have to watch this cartoon.
Nope, not at all.
But if you did and you enjoyed it, like it seems most of the audience did, let us know in the comments below, wherever you listen to your podcast. And, of course, we will... Well, thank you for listening, I guess I should say.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Messing up the ending. But we will catch you in the next one.